We need to talk outside. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Bryce Lane with Soiree Sounds. I own and operate a wedding DJ company based in Southern Indiana. This is my channel, providing you tips, stories, and helpful information if you're a wedding DJ or looking for a wedding DJ. So if my shirt has been bothering you, to dive into the story, to get straight into it, the story that I'm going to tell now takes place about 3 or 4 weeks before the time of me publishing this video. In a sense, what happened was my shirt was ripped by a disgruntled guest at the wedding. So to start off, the wedding was at Patoka Lake Winery. It's a beautiful venue. It was open dance floor. It was getting later in the night. Open dance floor, it was probably about 9 o'clock, and a wedding guest came up and requested a slower song. And I'd already played the anniversary dance plus a couple other slow songs that the couple had requested. And to prelude all of this, the couple did specifically request that I was not to accept requests from anyone besides the wedding party, just because they wanted to limit their number of requests. They didn't want it to be kind of a chain reaction whenever a request got played and I announced it, that other guests would make requests for songs. And I totally understand it can kind of be annoying when guests start to request off the wall songs that mean something to them. And so this couple had specifically stated no request. So I took that for what it was worth, as they are my customers. Well, this guest comes up and requests a slow song by George Strait. I told him I'd try to play it later, that sort of thing. Well, 20 minutes after the request, I still hadn't played his request, and quite frankly, I probably wasn't going to, but if I would have, it would have been later in the night when it was more than likely allowable versus right after some of the slow songs that we did play. Well, this disgruntled guest blindsided me. I did not see this coming. He pushed me, grabbed me right here by my shirt, as you can see, and pushed me up against the wall and was shaking me around. And I still was in the middle of working. This was about 9:30 at night. 9:30 o'clock, that does not make any sense. 9:30 at night, 9:30 p.m. And this guest was very upset that I did not play his request that he requested about 20 to 30 minutes before at that moment. So that 30 minutes went by and he just apparently had built up some anger towards me for not playing his request, this George Strait song. A bunch of people see what happens. The groom sees what happens. A bunch of the groomsmen see what happens. It is a family member of the bride. And essentially what it boiled down to was he was very frustrated for not playing that song. I guess it meant a lot to him, and I totally understand. I ended up playing the song after he was kicked out of the reception by the groom, and apparently some of the groomsmen had kind of slapped him around a little bit after that, just for kind of running the day for the bride and groom and kind of making a big scene about it. I was calm and collective. I had my hands in the air. I did not know what he was upset for. And then finally he told me, he said, "I requested one fucking song and you haven't played it." And I was like, wow, I will play your song. Did not expect that at all. So I've definitely had people that were frustrated for not playing their request, and you kind of just deal with that as it comes. There's not really much you can do to prepare for that besides, handle it with grace and dignity. And that's kind of what I did with this situation. And very unfortunate, this shirt that I have on here, this is the first time that I wore it. I had 3 of these made and I've got 2 more now, but the top buttons were ripped off and the shirt was completely ripped through, but they're embroidered and they weren't cheap. So it kind of sucked that first time I wore it, it got torn up. Regardless of that, I've seen a couple interesting scenarios where the DJ's job, or I've seen posts where people say that the DJ's job is to read the crowd before they get too intoxicated to cause a scene like this. So maybe I could have done a better job at reading that This guy is very intoxicated when he first made the request. Maybe go alert the bartender, but honestly, that is not my job. I'm not there to be the fun police. And I would have never known that that guy was going to be that upset because he had not came to the booth the second time. The second time he came to the booth, he was out for blood. So I don't know. I feel like I dealt with it the best. I let the groom know when he kept apologizing to me. It's not his fault. I wanted him to enjoy the rest of his night because we still had 2 hours of music playtime after that. And I could tell the bride and groom were very upset that that happened, and they were embarrassed, honestly. So that's what happened to me a couple weeks ago. I'll play a couple clips for you guys. So what's ahead for me this year? I've got a lot of exciting things, and I apologize for not being very frequent on this platform, but I've got a lot of things in the works right now. We got close to 50 weddings for this year. We got 2 other DJs that will help me with those 50 weddings, or we might have a couple events the same day, and they will be DJing, and I'll be DJing elsewhere. Some new equipment that I got that I'll be doing a review on. I got the DDJ FLX6, and I got a pretty good deal on that thanks to Amazon screwing the order up. So nothing like free gear. And then just kind of some gig logs in the future. I'll try to do better at videoing. I've already done about 4 weddings this year and haven't really videoed much just because I'm just focusing on building the business more than documenting these gig logs. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be a little bit more present in the next coming weeks. If you're new here, thanks for subscribing. And if you're not, thanks for staying around. Take care.